I'll get comfortable.
So we're recording right now, huh?
We are recording.
Yes.
Hello, Internet.
Hello. Hello.
This game has an autosave feature. Do not turn off your console while the game is saving or loading. Capcom.
Registered trademark.
Some studio that Capcom slept up.
CyberConnect 2, yeah.
Oh, that's a Western thing. Why is Capcom using that?
Yeah, Unreal. Yeah, the Unreal Engine. What a surprise.
I thought they would have used the MT framework, which is what Street Fighter is built on. And welcome to Let's Play Asura's Wrath.
Yay!
I am your host, Matthew. With me today are my guests.
I'm Jake.
I'm Daniel.
And we're going to be playing this fun but not entirely interactive game.
Can you really call it a game if it is not that interactive?
Well, you press buttons and things happen, which I think is the definition
I
of a
played
game.
Return to Zork. I cannot call that a game anymore because I have played Mass Effect. I have played RPGs. Return to Zork is not an RPG.
It's a book.
Yes, it is a book.
It's a book that you play.
It is a book that goes from like live action recordings of people that are all digitized that look like crap by today's standards, but they're digitized to like the person's mouth is moving and it looks like a fucking anime mouth. Pardon my language. It's terrible. Like they tried hard at one point and then said this will suffice for every other instance.
Are you done now?
Yeah.
We're going to be playing on normal because, well, I feel pretty confident in being able to beat this game, considering I already have. These two haven't seen it, so...
I've seen some of it.
Yeah.
You've seen the parts that I want you to see in order to convince you that this will be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other parts, the dialogue that goes on for hours, no, never. I'd like to let's play one of the Golden Ages, but no.
This is, in case you don't know, this game tries very hard to... in case you, forgot where this game was made, it was, forged at the summit of Mount Fuji. Each disc is individually handcrafted. This game tries very hard to be an anime. Right down to this. The foul, impure beasts that roam the land. The Gohma. In order to save civilization from their never-ending threat, the demigods who govern the world created the ultimate weapon that will wipe the Gohma off the face of the planet once for all. Their legions were led by the 8 elite demigods, the 8 guardian generals. One of them, General Asura, was in the thick of battle. Working on my announcer voice. Every episode opens with these credits to make it feel a little bit more like an anime. And we see our main character, who, like Batman, can breathe in space.
What?
Batman can breathe in space, don't you know?
No.
When did that come up?
You know, I don't want to reference anything I don't know about DC Comics. All I know is they put every comic back to 1 because, like...
Welcome to Asura's Wrath.
A clean
Didn't we
slate
already
guarantees
pass the
success.
title screen?
Who knows?
More title screens makes it feel more important. And we're playing Star Fox.
Cool.
We keep calling it Star Fox, but like
It's a lock-on brand.
That's like when people compare a politician they don't like to Hitler, and then but that person can't speak well and is not really well liked.
Well, the thing is, I like Star Fox, but it's not.
And was involved with voter fraud, and then people remind you that Hitler was a great speaker, won his election, and was like beloved by the people.
It's true.
And that's the way I feel about this. You know, it's like Star Fox, except Star Fox was really, really good in lots of different
And so far,
ways.
we don't really know what's going on, except it looks like we're playing Lost Planet to me. Oh yes, we can also...
But it looks like
so
we're also...
the controls are Y, pass over the reticle to lock onto things.
It also looks like we're playing StarCraft because it looks like we're above the planet Char.
Yes. And we get introduced to the main part of this game, the quick time events. Gohma Lasher, Impurity level, 13,000.
Yeah, there's lots of ridiculous shit that I will be sighing and hemming and hawing about because
you hate anime.
It's not that I hate anime. You know I don't. It's just... it's like...
Gohma Lasher, Impurity level, 240,000.
It's like, you know...
These are carriers. We're like fighting Zerg Protoss here.
Carrier has arrived.
Indeed. And we're fighting like shellfish with tentacles for no apparent reason, and giant regular fish.
This must be what happened to the carriers after they were removed in Heart of the Swarm.
Yes, they resigned. They had to whore themselves out to Capcom.
I'm a big StarCraft fan, and so is Jake, and he shouldn't have said that.
I've always just like quick time events where they just throw a button up in the middle of regular gameplay, and it's like, okay.
I'm going to push this so hard it will blow up!
I think that's what Asura plans on doing as well.
Oh, he really is going to push it. Oh, whoops.
He's going to push it into a carrier.
I'm making a joke, and he really does it. Seriously. That's commitment, people.
That's Karma Fortress.
That's great, the Karma Fortress. That means you get slapped down with one hand and like helped up with the other.
The Shingoku Orb. In case you haven't realized, this game is kind of a weird mix of like Eastern mythology and sci-fi.
And kind of Western sci-fi or like Star Wars sci-fi.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of abuse of like scale in this game because, as we all know, sci-fi writers have no sense of scale, and anime writers have even less of a sense of one.
Because there's an anime called Gurren Lagann that abuses the hell out of anything scale.
Notice, offer your prayers. The gods are literally empowered by the prayers of the people. Where have I heard that before?
Every religion ever? Or are you referencing D&D?
I don't know. Gods need players badly. 128th Emperor. It's like, we tried so many Emperors, I bet this one will be it.
Hey, that's not impressive at all. There have been like 400 popes.
And here we get to see our buddy, Buddha. There is tons of like Buddhist and Taoist mythology mixed in here.
He has a chain gun.
Yes, a laser chain gun at that.
I love
it's.
I always knew that.
Like,
I always knew that depiction of Buddha as just a happy sitting fat ass was a false image. I knew he had a chain gun somewhere under that robe.
He was just hiding it.
That's why he looks so
Matt,
fat.
That's the joke. Thank you for killing it.
Oh.
Extra XP for you. Yeah, we're gonna insult the hell out of each other. The nice thing is, men can do that and still be friends. Women can do that for like a year and then they want to kill each other.
Or just like scratch each other's eyes out. And here we, after some Star Fox gameplay, we get introduced to our supporting cast.
Who are all named red, blue, and yellow.
It's the three goddesses that created the land and created the Triforce afterwards.
They only get one color a little bit off. It's that pale yellow. They didn't quite match that color.
There's Wyzen, our big fat man, who's happy.
He's Brian Blessed, everyone.
Brian Blessed, if he wasn't also Buddha.
Go and watch the first season of Blackadder, everyone. Go get cultured in real British comedy, okay?
Also notice our friend here never unsheaths his sword during all of this. He's just smacking people around it like it's a stick.
But he still manages to blow up huge carrier-sized ships with a sheathed sword. A sheathed sword, people.
Luna's the only one here concerned about tactics.
So, the real problem I have with this game already is there's absolutely zero backstory. There's none. And you learn it eventually. This is in media res, but it's the worst. It's the gravest sin of in media res.
Just trusting that your audience will care later. Or this will... Yasha.
You will love hindsight by the time you're finished with this game. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, they're pulling the play. Don't worry if you die, because there's billions of virgins waiting for you or something. You'll be reborn in a golden paradise. Asura! You'll be reborn in a golden paradise for all eternity. So don't worry if you die. Which, when it's weird-ass, like, demigod sci-fi, you can't really discount.
I'm so angry!
Yes. Welcome as we chronicle the adventures of the angriest man in the world.
It's nice to know he was angry from the outset, and it wasn't just the events of the game that caused him to be wrathful.
Yes.
That does make me feel slightly better, it does. I couldn't tell you exactly why, because I want to see a guy who's like really happy, he's just full of joy, and he still manages to do this kind of shit, and he's just like living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. That's what I want! Anger, fuck you! We're bleeping out some of the swear words because it's going to be blatant.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the motherfucking fist of the North Star! I'll be saying that a lot because it is true.
Except the Fist of the North Star game wasn't as good as this.
Sadly, it wasn't.
I don't know what that means, okay? My life has less value because Fist of the North Star is not a good video game. It's
Here we meet our resident creep. Because he's talking about how beautiful... He's basically Vega. Sergei.
What a fitting name, somehow.
And... I bet he works all day to style that goatee.
Hey, it's
and our girl.
It's Boomy from Avatar, y'all. He lost an eye.
You notice that
bingo.
There's only one girl, so they feel that they need to make her breasts that much larger.
Her breasts aren't so large.
Yes, they are.
They're like D's. They're D's, and she has a modelly type.
She is a demigod, so I'm willing to excuse it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the fact that Aphrodite.
We can beat her. These guys aren't as awesome because they're all sitting in the back.
The fact that Aphrodite was the most beautiful Greek goddess doesn't really mean anything when you start saying goddess.
Garmander
Deus, which is basically God. I wonder if he's the father god figure.
The Brahmastra. It's like Metal Gear Solid at its finest. We're ready to fire the Brahmastra. The Brahmastra! Exclamation mark, question mark.
We have to block it with the barista.
In case you've
spaced out latte.
In case you spaced out, Day is just basically saying, "Yeah, fuck this battle going well and us slowly winning. I want shit to happen now."
Look, everybody, it's actually Loki. What is it?
It is essentially Loki, but with bits of Vega thrown in.
It's Athena and Zeus or Odin or
Deus,
Quetzalcoatl, whichever god you prefer.
Whichever god makes you happy.
We are equal opportunity ridiculer of deities. Especially
Special Beam Cannon!
You can tell we watched the American version of DBZ because it's called something entirely different in the Japanese version.
No, it's not the spirit room of space and time. It's the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
They've just basically Death Starred this planet. We never really get a full shot of the planet, but it appears to flip-flop between Earth and not Earth. August is basically Asura, but bigger.
We have to yell everything we say in space!
Meet Vlitra.
Look, everyone, it's Lavos.
It is. I feel that would be much better if it was a split screen. Immeasurable.
Awesome.
It's a baleen whale.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. We cannot hold.
If this is what the Overmind was like in StarCraft, it would have been a much harder battle.
Wait, we need to do the death cry.
Oh, the other. This is the other thing that makes Asura's Wrath like an anime. There's title catch cards for commercial breaks that don't exist.
I love it.
So you get these nice little images. What power! It is Boomy, but he lost an eye. I love there's wind in space.
Maybe it's the solar wind?
I don't know. You've had your share.
Grasping at straws is something I just started doing a while ago, and this is like the weaker version of that. There's nothing justifying what's going on in the game. We're gonna call it magic, people. That's what we're gonna call it, and it's gonna be true. That's the answer. More scanning shit and blowing it up.
Yeah, it's like the extreme version of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Unlike most creative events, there's lots of move the stick in this direction. Nom!
That looks strangely,
You can tell, yes. You can tell Yasha is the cool, calm, and collected one because his aura is blue.
Of course.
Never mind, I just saved you from being eaten by... They're called Gohma, but I keep wanting to call them whatever the things in Lost Planet are called, because they look just like them. I forget what they're called.
Though we're not going to try and remember it, because we'll be silent
I
for
love
too
Lost
long.
Planet, too.
People will stop watching if we're silent for too long.
Yes,
Thank you
kids,
all.
kids these days...
Screw your ADHD and short attention span, children. That's all I have to say.
Weaving and bobbing.
Now you're trying to avoid all the energy tendrils because they're trying to sexually assault you. Look, they're breakdancing.
Oh yes, the other plot point, the priestess Vlitra, who channels the mantra, which is essentially the prayers. Here, she is Asura's daughter.
They just ripped off the names from a bunch of, like, gods that no one remembers.
Yes, no one remembers that Deus is the Latin term for God, really.
Who speaks Latin outside of scholars? And more importantly, why would anyone who's a scholar play this game? No offense, man. No, and
well, maybe for, like, entertainment value.
maybe.
I love they make you do quick time events to do his power up sequence, which is really just him gesticulating his arms.
It's the Waldos from Iron Spider-Man.
Vajra Asura. No, unlike other Guardian generals, Asura does not keep his giant ring on his back. Like, you have so much more better opportunities for, like, thrusting hands for dramatic motions when you have 6 arms, but Asura sticks to his 2 front ones.
Asura is too cool for a ring on his back. That's right.
We are going to have to pace ourselves on a LOL anime jokes.
Yeah.
But there's so... Not that there's so few other things to do, but it just screams, please make fun of this one thing over and over again. That's this game.
Be careful, Daniel. We won't be here for the whole game if you just say that outright.
Yeah. It's not like no one knows that already. Bring attention to the obvious.
I chose this game.
Bring attention to the obvious will not kill the jokes we're telling or make the game less interesting or ridiculous. I would say this reminds me of Panzer Dragoon Orta or Panzer Dragoon at all, but Panzer Dragoon is a great game, and this is
an entertaining game, if nothing else.
I didn't think you could make a button masher where you didn't just like it wasn't Final Fight or something like that.
This game could be vastly improved by the presence of Mike Hagar.
Punch until you hit the automatic combo.
I believe you're talking about Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And thus the great lava baleen whale was defeated. Special beam cannon. And Asura is obviously dead and the game is over.
Well, see you next time, guys. This has
His
been the
his clothing isn't even damaged.
Oh, he's alive.
His arms are gone, though, so I guess that laser beam did something. You're just gonna sit down on this floor that isn't here. The lack of lip sync tells you that this was Japanese. Who came up with that spelling? This is, of course, like Lavos. No one is able to defeat it. You just beat it back every 1,000 years or so.
Yes. That's one of the most depressing things about Chrono Trigger. Like, 1,000 years from when Lavos appears and they beat him down, or 1,000,000 years, however long it's going to be, the piece of crap will come back and do the same thing. It's like, what?
It's almost like Neon Genesis Evangelion in its pointlessness.
Thankfully, that is not touched upon by the game, because Squaresoft was not in the habit of ruining their fans' time.
I am.
good
It's
time
been
to
12
push the
years.
button.
I want the third Chrono Trigger game. God damn it, swear to God. I haven't even played Chrono Cross, but I want another one.
I played Chrono Cross, and
I would trust that man, wouldn't you? Episode 1: The Coming of a New Dawn.
you might
To be continued.
You might have to trust him with a ship like that.
Now, here we get our results
It's
for
like
how well we.
That's like Darth Vader making the Death Star in the shape.
Our
of a
score
tiger.
here is, of course, time battle points, which assume how well we did. And synchronic rate is basically how good you were at Great Time events. We get all this stuff, like videos and models and character profiles and all that. And achievements are listed under that. And a few
how
other
fast
things.
you are, how your accuracy, and like how fast you press the buttons.
Well, and
When they tell you
accuracy.
to.
I guess the other thing that makes this interesting is we have these interludes between episodes that sort of fill out the story in a bit. Short interludes between episodes are displayed to further explain the story.
Oh,
It's like
One interesting thing that's all done with this art, if you look around in the art, you can find Easter eggs, like that little vital suit from Lost Planet down there. There's almost always something hidden in the corner of
funny.
these.
It's like Looney Tunes, as an intermission to a movie way back in like the 30s. or
Except
40s.
it's actually relevant. The Karma Fortress, Deus's chamber, after the battle with Gohma Vlitra. Congratulations, Commander. We have once again succeeded in suppressing Vlitra.
Oh, this means...
This means nothing.
Well, hold on. Look, this means nothing. In time it will be back and pose an even greater threat than today. Vlitra, that vile beast. Destroying it will be more troublesome than I had anticipated.
And who would have thought that hellion Asura would be the one to quell it, even managed to outperform August?
That was only possible because he had the aid of the priestess. Everyone's making excuses for the main character.
The main character can't possibly be this good. Ah, yes, his daughter, Mithra. We might very well owe our victory solely to her. The priestess proves to be more useful than the Emperor Strada himself. Perhaps I have said too much.
Harnessing her power would be a vital step in achieving our cause.
Indeed, her ability to amplify mantra is quite remarkable. You would never guess that mindless brute to be her father. I suggest we intervene. For the priestess's sake, he is a potential danger to our plans.
Not just yet. He can still be useful to us.
The other thing is, if you look,
And we've never done voice work before, can you imagine?
the vital suit has made off.
Come on. For now, we must concentrate on completing the Karma Fortress, as well as finding a more efficient way of accumulating mantra. Without that...
Rest assured, Commander, I already have devised a plan for it all, including the priestess.
Very well. Proceed as planned. Failure is not an option.
Failure is always an option. I also like... also this. We have next episode previews.
But this time of separation did not last, for in the shadows of victory, the wheels of betrayal had already been set in motion. One that would shake the
If the story made more sense and I felt for the characters, this would be a super game, and I'd want to see a hell of a lot more of them. As it is, I don't
We
care.
can only trust that they'll grow on us.
I don't care. Yeah, but I don't care.
Well, that's episode 1, everybody. We'll see you in episode 2.
Bye.